Hi, thank you for watching a new video blog. Today from Muscat in Oman. Is Oman also dying? Now, I made a whole series about countries that are dying. They're dying because their fertility rates are under replacement levels. I went, for example, to Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Georgia, Turkey, Dubai, many other countries. You can find the whole playlist in the description and you can watch these videos. But of course the question of today is, I'm now in Muscat in Oman, and how are the fertility rates in that country? Well, in Oman we have a country that is doing better than Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan was the first country in my whole series that were at least still at replacement levels. So how the Netherlands was in the 1970s. But now we have a country like Oman that is above replacement levels, and Oman has a fertility rate of 2.5, so that is more than the 2.2 replacement levels that, for example, Kazakhstan had. So it means that Oman is still growing. Now, that is great. You can clearly see that, yeah, it's good that they are not dying, but you have to look at the past. Now, in the 1980s, Oman had a fertility rate of 8. So every woman here would get 8 children. So this is not very great. I think that a drop so dramatically from 8 in the 1980s to 2.5, just above replacement levels, is really a worrisome drop. Such a decline isn't making me very positive for the future of this beautiful country. I'm really enjoying it here. They have a great architecture. What I like is that they don't build skyscrapers here, just like Dubai. No, they keep it traditional. All houses are just 2 or 3 floors maybe. So I like it. So it always makes me sad to see that a country has such dramatic decline in fertility rates. And even a, well, let's say more traditional, conservative country, it saddens me. And I really hope that also here there will be a change. Maybe some of the population can return to the traditional ways of living. You know, nomadic, with camels, through the desert, living in tents, just simple, not very complex. I really hope that. It will be great to see if Omani people can return to their natural culture, their natural way of living. Because you can clearly see that that was way better. They didn't have that worry of declining birth rates. In those days, there were large families and they had enough camel milk for all of them. Because if they run out of camels, they would let the camels breed more camels. And they would have enough milk. It's just so sad to see that times were better in the past. Now some might say, oh, the Omani people are now more wealthy. But what is wealth? Wealth is being able to have a large family. Being able to survive without stress, without work. Relax. Let others, animals, do the work for you. And basically they're not doing work in their opinion, in the camel's opinion. The camel wants to be with you because you protect the camel against predators. So it was just a better time. You had no stress as a nomad, because if you run out of greenery to eat for the camels, you just move to the next place. And by the time that you come back, if you went in a circle, the place that you left will be green again. That's the amazing gift from God. You take a plant, an animal takes a plant, it will grow back. You eat an animal, enough will be born to consume again. So amazing. God created this circle so beautifully. Nature is so beautiful. But unfortunately, people are stubborn and they think that they know better than God. And that's what you can see also even in Oman, a very conservative country. The birth rates are just dropping dramatically. And soon they will also go under the replacement levels. And that's just for a country like Oman. It's just, you can imagine from a super liberal country like Denmark or the Netherlands, but not Oman. It's just a so conservative country. They should know better. They should have family planning as their #1 goal, politically, but also culturally and religiously. It's sad to see that this is happening, but yeah, this is a consequence of getting more wealthy, which is basically being more poor, because you center your life around materialism and no longer about humans, family, and animals, your camels. And when I was younger, I went, for example, to Turkey, they would always make these jokes about camels. But now I understand that it really was like this. Camels were really important to the nomadic culture of the Middle East. Just the same as that, for example, goats or pigs or horses were important to Germans, the Germanic tribes, the Celtic tribes. Animals were just part of the extended family. Extended family, father, mother, children, grandparents, uncles, and their children, etc. So the whole tribe. But a tribe cannot be without animals. Animals help them to survive. So here it was mostly camels, or the dromedaries, donkeys maybe. And the Germanic tribes would have more pigs, sheep maybe, and other parts they will have more goats. It just depends on where you are located. But that is, to me, a bit sad to see. I see that, this is a beautiful civilization. Look, beautiful building, I love it. I love white buildings. Also, it has to do with the heat here. Keeps the heat out. But yeah, it's not really good to see. But eventually it is all sad to see that even a country as Oman has these declining birth rates. They're falling for materialism, for money, for wealth. And I would say, come on, people from Oman, try to live more naturally. Try go back to nature. It was all simpler. You had everything. You had food, you had love, you had attention, you had warmth. There were enough men and women to marry for each other. And there were great times. I would say go back to these times. Try to relive them. So if you watch it, try to see if it's possible to return to those days and to those ways. And yeah, I hope that by doing so, the population of Oman will increase again. We'll go back to 8 children per woman. Better say per family, because per woman I want to see families, and that's also what God wants. So that was it for today from Muscat, Oman. I say thank you for watching and see you next time.